9 podcasts.
Welcome to Two Each Way with me, Ross Stevenson, and him, Hamish McLachlan. Whatever your two is, enjoy, thanks to Tab. And make sure you follow Two Each Way and don't miss an episode. And please email us at any time with a story or question. That bloke's emailed again on the subject of whether he's going to go to Edinburgh to watch Pete and Diesel on New Year's Eve.
Excellent.
Right. And this one doesn't make any sense either. I've got no idea. Two Each Way at 9.com.au. There are 3 ways to describe your weekend. Did fortune abandon you? Did you have a very good day? Or did you at least stand up? Who's going to start?
Well, you go. You're in charge of things.
I want to go to the Beaufort Stakes.
Oh, I thought you might, wanker.
And why Cliff was last all of the way.
Why Cliff was last all of the way. Last all of the way.
Thought we might start there.
Well, what's the future? What are the plans? Now, he's about 23 years old. What's next?
Well, you and he actually share the same birth date, so he is getting on. I would say that it was an unimpressive last 2. He dropped out the back and never sort of got into the race at all. Response from Tommy Berry was, he's getting older, you might need to put a set of blinkers on. He didn't like the firm ground, and he's getting slower. So, there's some stuff to work with.
Well, you're quite right. That's arguably a description of me. I need to get new glasses.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing you with a one-eyed winker for the next podcast.
I need you to promise... No, I just need you to tell me the truth. Are you aware of what happened at Geraldton last Sunday?
No.
You promised me you were unaware?
I swear.
You swear to God?
Swear to God.
Righto. What happens if a horse runs second or third? You get a dividend, do you not? You get a place dividend, correct?
Well, assuming third's got more than 8 horses in the race, right. 8 or more. Yeah.
In race 2 at Geraldton last Sunday, Chinese Dentist did run second, Hamish. I want you to tell me what Chinese Dentist paid for the place.
If it did pay what I'm about to tell you, this is the best of all time. I don't know this story at all, but I'm assuming it paid $2.30 the place.
It paid $2.30 the place. Is that the greatest story in the history of horse racing? Chinese Dentist paid $2.30.
Chinese Dentist, $2.30. That is unbelievable.
Big Beard, can you perhaps get in touch during this upcoming week with the owners and ask them why they called the horse Chinese Dentist? Right? And how on earth was it beyond their wildest dreams that it would run second and pay $2.30 the place? All yours, Hame.
Well, I've only got a few bits of audio, but I did get a text message from someone who's a very good punter. He said this is on the weekend in the Guineas, and said She's Alibi is the greatest certainty in the history of racing, and that 70% is just to be rolled into every bet you have leading up to that race. And in the same race, he said there's a horse called Kalaloa that is going to just follow the favourite everywhere. He said he's got it to win, and Kalaloa needs to run in the top 5 in a same race multi. I've never had a same race multi in my life other than on the weekend when I needed She's Alibi to win and Kalaloa to run 4th or 5th. Let us be very clear. For the first time in my life, I had a same race multi, and it won. I'm never going to have another same race multi again. On the basis that they'll all bring undone. Second race, Jimmy Star.
So just to interrupt there, at the very end of that race, I reckon Matty Hill was within a bee's diaphragm of saying she's racing like a tremendous machine. I reckon he was close there.
He should have said that.
Yeah.
He should have said that. So then I thought, well, I'm in pretty good form of predicting things here. In the next race, which was a CF4, Jimmy Star, hot favourite, and then Angel Capital was second favourite, Evaporate was third favourite, and I've got an old friend called Pinstripe. And I thought, I'm going to have a one-out first 4 in that order. Jimmy Star to beat Angel Capital, to beat Evaporate, to beat Pinstripe, and Pinstripe was 80-1. I thought I only need to have, 50 shoes on this thing to make it interesting. Again, we don't get second, third or fourth, but let me tell you that Angel Capital ran second, Evaporate third, and old Pinstripe got up and ran fourth. First time I've ever had a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, admittedly, there's only 6 in it, I think, but, we got it. So this is we talk about the universe, Roscoe? Sport Australia Hall of Fame. I'm doing a audio check, Crown Palladium, big room, 800 people, need to get it right.
Do you have Oscar Piastri all up Lane Beach chili or something?
I did know the outcomes of the Dawn Award.
You lost my phone number.
Well, you couldn't bet on it, so there's no point texting you. But I did have a look around to see if there was a market up for Oscar Piastri into Lane Beachley. The guy doing the audio check from Crown kept saying, jog along, meaning hurry up, let's go. I'm walking back after doing the audio check to my room, and as I have a habit of doing, I find an app that works and go to it. The next race is at Menangle, sadly a trots race. I look down, and the bottom horse is called Jog Along Blue. Jog Along Blue. You are my boy, Blue.
I trust you with my life, Hamish. So I trust you to answer me honestly. Are you a billionaire?
If I didn't punt, I might be.
All of these things seem to win.
I sent the text. I was a bit sheepish sending the actual betting slip to Big Beard because the thing was 10-1. I thought it was the greatest omen bet of all time. I had way too many shoes on it, but it did make the Hall of Fame a really interesting evening. It was very good.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Very, very good. In fact, I'm trying to bring it up for you, just so I don't know what's happening here with the Wi-Fi. I'm trying to get it to you, but.
It's all right. No harm done. He's a very good MC, by the way, folks. If you've you need an MC for an event, Hamish is, christenings, bar mitzvahs, anything like that. There it is, Jog Along Blue. Oh my Lord, you have had a win, haven't you? You imbecile! You are a billionaire.
It was the most obvious slap in the face from the universe saying, come on, big boy, I know you're doing this thing tonight and you don't want to do it. Have a bet.
He just showed me, Hamish is in a first-class lounge somewhere at an airport somewhere in the world, maybe Geneva or somewhere, or Berlin. And I'm back in the studio, but he had a decent bet on it. I'm enjoying this a lot. Emails. We got
don't they take some heavy lifting off you?
It's the reason God invented email is so that I can work less.
This podcast,
yeah, yes. I can work less. Tim sent us one email some time ago saying that he loved my recommendation of a Outer Hebridean, essentially punk band called Pete and Diesel, who are elite, and he's become addicted to their music. Told me that and told me that he wanted to go and see him he told us by email, wanted to go and see him, I think, December 30 in Edinburgh this year, but his wife said it's totally up to you, which he read as a negative signal. And you
and I didn't.
And you especially jumped on him and gave him the lashing, saying, come on, mate. He then last week sent us an update email. He wrote a poem which none of us could understand. And we made that clear on the podcast. So he's written us another email this week. I think if I'm trying to decipher it, I think he is not going to Edinburgh in December of this year, but I think he is going to Europe next year in September and October to see Pete and Diesel. So we're satisfied now. You've ticked that box, Tim. Thank you very much.
I like his first line. Dear Ross and Hamish, I'll endeavour to make the following logical and legible rather than illegible and illogical. And over the next 34 lines, neither you nor I know what he's doing. I'm not sure if he's staying put at Balnarring or not.
And he's the sort of bloke that his wife says to him, up to you. And then he explains to his wife the decision he's made in relation to that, and his wife walks out of the room going, I've got no idea what he's saying, this bloke.
If I said to, I'm going to Burning Man with Roscoe, or no, Roscoe's asked me to Burning Man. It's a 6-month festival, and neither of us will be able to speak properly again at the end of it. What do you think? If she goes, it's up to you, it's like, Roscoe, we're on.
We're on. Bang, we're off. We're off here.
Yeah.
Jack Ree, I found one, says we need to check the movie Stop Making Sense, the Talking Heads movie directed by Jonathan Demme, who made Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
And I have never seen it. I undertake to you, Jack, that I don't have Foxtel, but I'll find a way to see Stop Making Sense by Talking Heads. Lead singer David Byrne, who I reckon to be most unusual.
That's a good get.
Yep. And Anthony emails a few weeks before his dad died. He asked him what it was the biggest stuff up of his lifetime. He said the impending death of the father-son rule. It all comes down to genetics, because the AFL's father-son rule was once the closest thing Australian sport had to a thoroughbred breeding program. And he says they should not do away with it. They should maintain the father-son rule.
What do you think?
Well,
You've had a good run with it.
we've had a good run. You're back for the Cats. The Cats have had Farlap the second, Winks the third. We've had Wycliffe Junior. What we've had at Hawthorn, we've had nothing.
Have you had? Hang on, you've got to have had a few, haven't you?
Name one.
Langford. You almost won the Norm Smith when you stole that flag.
No, listen, he's a bit.
Josh Kennedy, you got rid of him. He only paid 4,000 for the Swans.
Yeah, we put him out with hard rubbish, Josh Kennedy.
What about Cal Shadir? Is he father-son?
Yeah, he is.
Do you want me to keep going? Nick Watson's father played for Shankworth Jaff.
What do you think Nick Watson's father is, Tim or something, do you? These are bit players at best. You've had Gary Ablett.
John Newcomb's father played a couple of hundred for the Hawks.
Yeah, John Newcomb, the tennis player. That's his dad. Go through the others. I'll tell you who all their fathers are. Oh, dear. What's your number? I've got a number in case you haven't, because your lack of preparation for this podcast is staggering.
Says you, who was supposed to do frame of market every week and hasn't done one since the third week 4 years ago. So my mother and I very, 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 very rarely play golf together. When we do, it's always good fun. I said to her, have you ever played Cathedral? No. I'll see if I can get you on. Great. We drove up, had a great 2 hours. Country looks terrific. Got up, parred the first, never do that. Parred the second, never do that. On the third, I had an eagle putt after I drove the green to par 4. I have an eagle putt from 6 feet. What number of putts did I require to complete the hole from 6 feet? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Now, 4's a bogey, 3's a par, 2's a birdie, and 1 would be the eagle.
You had 4.
Which do you think? I did, yep. I had 4 putts from 6 feet. The first one ran past and kept running down the hill. I ended up 3 times further away than I did when I started. I got back to within about 2 feet, lipped out and needed a 4th.
What's your favourite golf joke? I got a couple. There's the bloke who goes to play. Hamish goes to play, and a complete stranger says, "Do you mind if I join you for a round?" And Hamish tees off. Then the bloke goes to his bag to tee off, and he pulls out a hockey stick, and he goes bang, and it's at 300 metres down the middle of the fairway. When he gets to his ball, he gets the hockey stick again, bang, hits it to 4 feet. Then when he gets to the green, he pulls out a billiard cue and hits the ball in with a billiard cue. So he's got a birdie. As they're walking to the next hole, Hamish says to him, "Look, I've got to ask, look, what is it with the hockey stick and the billiard cue?" The bloke says, "Look, I'm just terribly gifted physically when it comes to all sports. And unless I try to make it interesting, any physical activity for me just becomes boring unless I try to make it interesting." And Hamish goes, "Oh, right, okay. Tell me, as a matter of interest, you and your wife, how..." And he goes, "I know what you're going to ask, and the answer is standing up in a hammock." My number this week is 4. Where's he gone? Is 4. Have you ever heard that Irish bloke tell the joke about playing with the bloke who... A bloke joins him to play and the bloke plays left-handed?
No.
I'm going to bugger this joke home. But anyway, plays left-handed.
If it's shit, we'll edit it out.
Yeah, it's good. And he says, next, do you want to play again tomorrow? And he goes, yeah, I'll meet you here, but I might be 30 minutes late. And he turns up the next day and the bloke plays golf with him, but he plays right-handed. And he goes, what's with the left hand one day and right hand the other? How do you choose? And he goes, well, when I wake up in the morning, if my wife's lying on her left side, I play left-handed. And if she's lying on her right side, I play right-handed. The bloke goes, what if she's lying on her back? He goes, then I'll be 30 minutes late. My number this week, golf is just elite, isn't it? My number is...
First time you've been quite amusing today.
My number today is 4, because I don't know, you and I both work in the media, and I don't know whether this works so much in television land as it does in radio land. What happens at this time of the year is the radio station arranges for you to catch up and have lunch with clients, right?
And hate lunch.
Customers and the like. My number is 4. I have 4 this week. I will be doing this podcast next week from rehab somewhere. This time of the year. Does this happen to you this time of the year?
What number of kilos do you put on in a week like this?
Like
What's your number?
Yeah.
A kilo a day?
Yeah, a kilo a day. Yeah, a kilo, that'll be about right. Would you rather, have you prepared this yourself, or have you left it to you? How old's Lexi?
He's 9.
9?
He's 9. Well, that's why he's very keen on it to become 3 each way, just as I said last week. He contributes as much as you, not quite as much as me. So would you rather, Ashes start tomorrow.
Yep.
Would you rather win the Ashes 5-0 and be completely dominant, or 3-2 and be on the edge of your seat in the 5th?
Definitely 5-0.
Would you?
Yeah. We're definitely 5-0. We never give a sucker an even break. What was the series, that last test series against India? Do you remember how good that was? That was just... I wouldn't give you 2 bob for any other form of cricket other than test match cricket. It's just superb. And I can tell you that we are opening the breakfast program on 3AW tomorrow at 5:30 by playing 6 different versions of Stark's first ball to Rory Burns in the last Ashes series. Big Beard, you'll find it easily. Maybe find either the Tim Lane version or the James Brayshaw version, either one, and relive. Do you remember what happened?
No.
I'm not going to spoil it. Big Beard, are you able to do that remotely? Because where are you? You're in Alcatraz or somewhere, aren't you?
He's freedom fighting in Afghanistan.
Yeah. If you can find it, just let me know when you got it and I'll play it to home.
Well, the 05 Ashes series was as good as there's ever been, I think.
What happened in 05?
Yeah. Well, the Aussies lost, but it was, when Flintoff kneeled down to Brett Lee, we lost the match by 3 runs, couple of drawns. We won the first of 5.
Yeah.
We lost overall, but it was unmissable.
Yeah.
Every test was drama.
You know how I said, I don't know what happened? I just remembered I was there. I went to the I went to the 5th test at the Oval, which was a draw, which meant that we lost.
Yep.
And I spent all 5 days at the test match with Rodney Hogg, with tickets that I bought through Cricket Australia, and Rodney Hogg tried to get me on all 5 days to scalp my ticket outside the ground. I said, Hoggy, I've got these tickets from Cricket Australia. I can't flog them to knackers and have him go and sit down with someone from Cricket Australia. Would you rather?
Just to follow up on what you've said, so first round of maybe 2 years ago, Glenn Postel says to me, just do a 30-second walk and talk and then say the last time they met, it was in a final and it was an epic. I said, did these guys play in a final? He goes, yeah, last year. I said, I can't even remember them playing in a final. It was the Lions and the Dogs, I'm pretty sure from memory.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I do a walk and talk, got the earpiece in. I said, the last time they played each other, it was in a final and it was an epic. Then I hear my voice. I commentated the final.
Is that right? Yeah.
Could not remember it.
Do you remember, I think we probably mentioned this before, do you remember the ace pairing of Bruce McAvaney and Dennis Cometti?
Yep.
Where Bruce would say something like, well, of course, he missed a shot from this exact spot in this game to determine the result of this game last year, didn't he? I don't know, Bruce, was I there?
Exactly. I don't know, was I there?
Was I there?
He's the best.
Yeah.
Okay, second, would you rather? Would you rather win the Ashes without punting on a match, ball or wicket, or lose the Ashes but get 200% of the first 4 this weekend paying $100,000 a unit?
I would definitely like the no bet option, thank you.
God, you must be getting paid well. Would you rather win the Ashes but break your arm walking down the stairs in the last session of the 5th test, or lose the Ashes and not break your arm?
That's a great question. Is that Lex?
That's Lex.
I can just see Lexi there. Would you sustain a broken arm? I've never
win the
broken
Ashes?
an arm, but they're easily fixable. I don't think they hurt all that much, do they? Would I break an arm?
It's not going to hurt as much as losing the Ashes.
I would break an arm to win the Ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot. There's a headline there.
Yeah.
Stevenson would break arm to win Ashes.
Yeah.
Last one from Lexi Boy. Would you rather win the Ashes but never ever see another winning Ashes series in your life, or lose this Ashes series and you may see another Ashes series in your life?
Lex is aware that I'm not age 9, isn't he? Just double checking with Lexi boy. I'd roll the dice. In the words of Bruce McAvaney, I would roll the dice.
Righto.
Any luck with that audio, Big Beard, or is this going to have to be stuck in later and we'll pretend that we liked it?
Hang on, give me 2 seconds, I'll get it for you.
Oh, you beauty.
Editing it in the background.
Oh, you're a good lad. Is
How
this...
can you not remember this, Hayne?
Was it when he hit him?
Don't tell him a thing. Don't tell him a thing. Give him the audio raw. It's most
Or
important.
did he bowl him around the legs?
Hang on, just hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. We need to.
Because Harmison put one to second slip the first ball of the Ashes, and then Stark takes a wicket, I reckon. They're the two contrasts.
Someone asked me that question. When Harmison bowled one that went to second slip,
Did you know they're off?
who fielded it?
All right, here we go.
Rory Burns to face. Listen to the noise. Smashed it! Stumps! Knocked it over first ball! Off your trot, Burns! What a stump that is! The castle's over!
We have gone nuts.
What the hell?
It's bowled him around his front shoe. He's swung it from outside leg, and it was Yorker length, and it has clean bowled him.
You remember it? And we have got 6 versions of that, 6 calls of it to open the breakfast program tomorrow at 5:30. It's one of the most exciting things I have ever seen.
The first ball of an Ashes series is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, who's the special comments guy there? I really like him. Blewett.
Was it Greg Blewett?
Greg Blewett.
Yeah.
And I really like Greg Blewett as a commentator. Good call. Where are you going?
Okay. Well, I've done a lot of prep, as always. So there is a horse running last week in Europe called Green Triangle. It is leading by 5 lengths, and it is 15 metres from the post. Then this happens.
And Green Triangle has gone through the rail. What drama! And Lambourne has been presented it on a play.
Good Lord.
So 15 strides out, you've had 1 million on, there is no horse anywhere near it. It decides for some reason to jump over the running rail and go into the infield and then run back over the running rail and get disqualified.
What was the Queen Mother's horse that did that? Just jumped an imaginary fence? Was it Devon Lock, the name of that? Why? You understand horses. You mentioned your mum, Sylvia. Sylvia's a great horsewoman.
Yep.
The McLachlans are all horsey people. Have you had horses behave like that?
Well, jumping, yeah, I have. They will never stop surprising you. They'll see a gremlin. We used to have a horse that would just stop and lock up, and you couldn't get it to move without getting off the horse, doing a 360 and getting back on. It's like, makes no sense to anyone but the horse. But the horse that we're talking about, Green Triangle, must have seen something, spooked, and went from a flat gallop to a hurdler, and then hurdled back over the fence and disqualified it. So every punter that had it in a multi or straight out is still in rehab.
I've found one. Have you ever seen the series Slow Horses with Gary Oldman?
I keep meaning to press play on it, but I haven't yet.
Oh, it's elite. Well, There has been another series made by the people who made Slow Horses, and it's called Down Cemetery Road, and it stars, is her name Emma Thompson? Have I got to get this right? Emma Thompson, the actress? And it's really good. So if you enjoyed Slow Horses, you will enjoy Down Cemetery Road.
All right, I've found one. Tom Sadler does the video updates for my mother, who's got a couple of horses with him. We're in the car coming back from the golf yesterday. I've found one of the more extraordinary stories of all time. He told me, I said to him, I'm doing the podcast tomorrow with Ross, because he said he likes it. And he said, what happened to Two Each Way? I said, well, the podcast has really replaced it. I said, your father, John Sadler, was on once. He told us a story where we weren't 100% sure we could actually go with because it offended so many people and sailed so close to the breeze. He said, has he ever told you the story about how he bought a whole heap of stables in Flemington but didn't have any money? I said, no. And he said, well, he was training for a bloke who went bad, had to sell the stables. Dad had $5,000 next to his name, went to watch the auction, somehow put his hand up at 1.1 million, ended up buying the stables. He had $5,000 to his name, didn't have long to pay for it. He asked a heap of his mates whether he could borrow any money. They all said no, bar one bloke who gave him $5,000 because he said, well, you've got $5,000. If you lose that, give me your $5,000. Now you've got 10. He had a 2-year-old running called Ken Vane that he had the whole 10,000 on at 10-1.
No.
Yep, it won.
Right.
So he's now got 100,000.
Yep.
He goes to Hamilton for the Hamilton Cup in the middle of winter. He's got a horse that, if it goes well, thinks it should win by panels. If it doesn't go well, it should still almost win. Unless something horrific goes wrong, it should win. He's in the middle of winter wearing a T-shirt, sweating bullets. He's so worried. Can't speak. Darren Gouchie's on board. He goes into the jockey's room beforehand and doesn't want Gouch to know that he's got his whole family's net worth on the horse. So Darren says to him, you okay? He goes, why? He goes, you're sweating. It's 10 degrees and you're wearing a T-shirt. You okay? He goes, I'm fine. Anyway, goes into the mounting yard, legs Darren Gouchie up, who at the time is the hot hoop, and he doesn't want him to know. And as he's just about to walk out of the mounting yard, you'll have to redact this, Big Beard, he goes, Darren, if you lose, my whole family's fucked.
How's that for not letting him know?
So Gouch canters off, and that's the last thing that he heard. And he goes into the barracks, apparently to watch this horse, and I'll get the horse's name wrong, so I'm not even going to go at it. Probably Google it, it'll be somewhere there. But apparently, every gap that he goes for, he misses. Every time he goes to peel out, he gets shut off. Every time he goes for a run, handbrake comes on, gets the line, photo.
Tick,
Tick.
tick, tick.
Gets
Wins.
up. Wins.
Oh, I love them stories.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, with thanks to that's a great story. With thanks to the tab, I hope that's redacted. Like the redaction of that story is really, really, really small to give it the full effect.
Well, so do you know what he said? He said, why don't we get John Sadler to come on and do the whole thing properly? They were at Hamilton. They had a private plane. This is how Tom Sadler finishes the story. And John Sadler says, weddings, birth of children have nothing on that day in Hamilton. The best moment of his life, unequivocally, was a box of beers, smoking in a private plane coming back from Hamilton with all his mates.
With thanks to Tab, we have the Pythagoras 3, because Pythagoras, the Greek philosopher, considered the number 3 to be the perfect number representing harmony, wisdom and understanding. This week, the Pythagoras 3 for Tab is the Group 1 Railway Stakes in Perth, the Group 2 WA Guineas in Perth, and the Group 3 the Gong at Kembla Grange. I have taken a new approach to punting because it worked last week. You told the story of being in a men's urinal where there were 10 separate urinals. You were the only one. You're in barrier 1. You were the only one there, and a bloke came in and having the choice of all other 9 urinals, he chose the one next to you.
Barrier 2.
Barrier 2, which I believe is a criminal offence. So last week, we decided in the major race of the day, the Caulfield Guineas, to have, or whatever it was last week, to have whatever horse was in barrier 1 and whatever horse was in barrier 10. The horse in barrier 10 was Scratch. The horse in barrier 1 was She's Our Alibi, which won. So I haven't seen the fields yet. I'm going to back the horses in barrier 1 and 10 in the Group 1 Railway Stakes in Perth.
You're not going to believe this. So I've just walked into the Virgin Lounge. As I'm putting my bag through security, a big burly fella says, "Where are you off to, Hamish?" I said, going to the Gold Coast, going to do something up there quickly today. I said, "Where are you off to?" He goes, "I'm going to Perth. Mate's got a horse in the railway." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, which horse is it?" He goes, "Western Empire." I said, "Okay, who's got that?" He said, "Grant and Alana Williams." I said, "Okay, I'll have a look." I've just brought up the Railway Stakes. Horse 1 is Western Empire. Guess what barrier?
1.
1.
Over the line. What's the curry and rice? What price?
$550.
Oh, that's home. I got $1 million on it. $1 million at $550.
Doesn't seem enough.
No, it doesn't. You having a bet?
Wow. Well, I'm Western Empire.
What's barrier 10, just if you're looking at the fields?
Great question, Ross. Great question. Oh, you're not going to believe this. Mum, her boyfriend's called Andy.
I know Andy.
Guess what horse 2 is? Magnificent Andy, barrier 10.
Oh, what price?
Simon Miller
Magnificent Andy?
trains. $23. Can't get enough on.
No.
.com.
So, sorry,
Quinella,
no. I'm going to have 500,000 on Western Empire and 500,000 on the Quinella 1 and 2.
Yeah, basically
Just
probably
watch
pay you
it,
out this afternoon.
Well, there we go. Good luck.
It's been largely disappointing, I would think, this podcast today. Hasn't been any real highs.
A couple of good golf jokes.
Yeah, that's true. If you're going to give votes today, I mean, you always get the 3, but you probably get 3 and 2. I'd be lucky to scrape one in. Big Beard gets one. Yeah. He's at home hoping your wife's still sick or about to give birth or feeling sick from both.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if it's a little boy, would you call it Ross or Hamish?
I was about to say the same thing.
It is a little boy.
It is a little boy.
Yeah.
What are you going to call him?
Well, play your cards right and we'll find out.
Imagine that.
I reckon
This little Hamish Ross.
No, I think Hamish Ross is better than Ross Hamish. I'm happy to run second like Chinese dentist.
Are you the last? Are you the last Australian to be christened Ross?
Without any shadow of a doubt. Right?
There's no young Rosses.
You know, not one. It's like
No
America.
happy Rosses. Do you know a happy Ross?
I'm the happiest bloke on earth.
230.
230. It's like trying to find Americans called Ian.
Yes.
Tell me.
And if you're going to name your son Ian, I-A-N or I-A-I-N, give me a spell.
Yeah. My dad was an I-A-N. Yeah. Follow Two Each Way wherever you get your podcasts, thanks to Tab. And emails, we love them. Hey, Tim, have a crack at another one on the subject of when you're going to go and see Pete and Diesel somewhere in the world. Vladivostok or something. Email twoeachway@9.com.au and whatever your 2 is, enjoy.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website